Hey guys, welcome back. I am almost 3 months postpartum and Romy is almost 3 months old. How is this even real? But here we are. We're coping with it and I have to go back to work. Today's Wednesday and I have to go back on Monday. I'm pretty sad about it. I do wish I could stay home with her all the time, but I also enjoy working. Like, I enjoy getting out there and interacting with other people. For the most part, I do enjoy what I do. So I'm kind of excited to get back to normal life and to have adult conversations, so I guess it's not too bad. But I thought it would be a good idea to share with you guys Romy's progress, her updates, how she's been doing over the last 3 months, what she's learning to do at this point, and then also I've got a couple of postpartum symptoms that I thought you guys might be interested in, and then what I'm doing to prepare to go back to work. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so as of right now, I'll be 12 weeks postpartum on Saturday, and I still have about 10 to 15 pounds to lose to be back at my pre-pregnancy weight. I started out at 135. But that was an all-time low for me. I had not been that small since before I had Marley, who will be 6 this year. So I had been eating really healthy and kind of working out, and I had gotten down to that size. So before that, I was usually around 140, 145, between there. And so currently right now I'm at 150, but I'm not going to pressure myself. I'm going to take my time, and when I get there, I get there. If you're wondering how long it takes you to lose your baby weight, it just varies. Honestly, with Marley, it took a lot longer. I just got down to my pre-pregnancy weight from having Marley right before I had Romy, and they're about 5 years apart. So this one, I didn't gain as much weight with Romy, so I feel like it was easier for me to lose it. Plus, I just eat better. I have a 5-year-old, so that helps. I'm constantly chasing her around. Having two in general just helps because you're busy, you're always doing something, you're always running around. And my husband and I just try to stay healthy these days, whereas when I had Marley, I just didn't really care about that kind of stuff. So it really just varies. So this time it's been much easier for me to lose weight and not gain so much, whereas last time it was just different. One really random symptom that I've had postpartum, this happened probably a few weeks ago, but I was spotting. I had very light spotting for 2 or 3 days, and there was no pain associated with it. It was just spotting. I stopped bleeding postpartum probably around somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks. I'm not exactly sure, but it was definitely after about 1 month postpartum, but before 2 months postpartum. So somewhere in between there I had stopped, and then about a few weeks ago I had some really light spotting. So I thought that was kind of weird. I don't remember doing that with Marley. Have no idea what that was from, but it's gone now, and who knows. I'm still breastfeeding and we're still supplementing. So Romy continues to be on the very low end of the weight spectrum, probably lower than the 25th percentile. I don't remember exactly. The doctor said she was fine, that it really wasn't anything to worry about, but she just remains to be on the lower end. So I'm gonna continue to supplement with formula just to make sure that she's gaining enough weight and she is where she's supposed to be. I would like to see her chunk up a little bit more. I think once I go back to work and she is at daycare, I have a feeling she probably will, because I hate pumping and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pump as much as I need to at work. She might be getting more formula at daycare than she does now when I'm at home with her. I don't know. I'm gonna try to pump as much as I can at work and then send that breast milk to daycare the following day for her, but I don't know how that's gonna work out, so we'll see. In case you're wondering, people do say that breastfeeding helps mothers lose weight postpartum. I know I've heard that before. I don't really think that that holds true for me. It may be true for other women, but I don't really think that helps me. Because like I said, when I had Marley was exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of her life. I didn't lose hardly any weight during my maternity leave. I actually think I put on some more weight during my maternity leave. It wasn't until almost a year after I had Marley that I had finally gotten down to almost my pre-pregnancy weight. So I don't really know if that really helps all women. It may some, but then some people, no. And for me, it's a no. Another symptom for me is that I have been pretty overwhelmed and emotional during my maternity leave. I've had a lot of things going on. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some personal things going on. I've had some family things going on in the midst of just having a newborn, having a 5-year-old, and her trying to get my oldest off to school and deal with all of the school stuff, and then COVID, and just there's been a lot going on. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with how emotional and overwhelmed that I have been feeling. But also I do believe it is because I'm postpartum and your hormones are crazy still, and it is normal to be emotional. So I'm kind of chalking it up to kind of both of those things. I think for the most part though, I've been able to cope with everything pretty easily. I do have my moments where I break down and I just feel so overwhelmed, but I do have a lot going on. So again, I'm sad to go back to work, but I'm kind of excited just to go back to normal life and get back into a routine. I haven't been able to really get on a routine during my maternity leave because I've had so much going on. I am hopeful that once everything goes back to normal, I can get Romeo on a routine, I can get back to my routine, and everything will be a little bit easier. Probably wishful thinking, but I'm hoping. So the only other symptom that I've been experiencing is I just noticed, so I don't know how long it's been there, but I've just noticed that I do have a rash on my lower back. If you've been following my channel for a while and you've watched some of my other symptoms videos from back when I was pregnant, I had the same rash when I was pregnant. So I did show it to my doctor back then, and she told me that it was a pup's rash. Well, I have it again postpartum, so I don't know if that's typical, normal. I have no idea. It's not painful. It doesn't cause me any issues. It's not even really itchy for the most part. So other than that, I really haven't been experiencing any other symptoms in this last stretch of my maternity leave. So I've been feeling pretty great. I've been feeling good. I feel happy. I'm excited to get back to work, but also to get to a normal routine and to watch my baby grow and to see the bond between my two daughters happen. I'm excited for all of these milestones. And so, yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Okay, so let's talk about Romy and all of her milestones. So right now, Romy is a little over 2 months old. She'll be 3 months old on the 27th, and she is growing up so fast. This little booger is just so vocal, and she loves to kick. You can actually hear her in the background right now. She is starting to get upset. Okay, so Romy wasn't having it laying in her crib while I filmed this, so she's going to be sitting in my lap. So if you see the top of her head, we're gonna be bouncing and filming at the same time, okay? Okay, so for Romy right now at almost 3 months, she is doing all the things. She is cooing, she is kicking a lot, she is holding her head up pretty well when we walk around with her, like kind of like on her shoulder, or if she's on her belly, she holds it up pretty well. So I'm really happy with that. She makes eye contact. She knows when mommy, daddy, or sissy's in the room, especially mommy. My husband has noticed that she is all about me, which I really want because Marley was such a daddy's girl. So I really am hoping that Romy ends up being a mommy's girl, and my husband thinks that she is. I think she's just attached because I'm breastfeeding. And I think once I stop breastfeeding, that's going to go away, which is going to make me sad. But she knows who we are. She gets really excited when she hears my voice, or if she sees daddy for the first time for the day, or even when sissy sings to her, she loves it. So she recognizes her family. She can follow an object. She smiles so much now. I feel like it's really easy for me to get her to smile. And she's got the cutest little smile, and she's got these little dimples. She will grab things. sometimes she'll grab like a little toy, or she'll grab my shirt when she's feeding, so she can open and close her hands and grab things. She will take a bottle, thank goodness, because if you guys remember, Marley refused to take a bottle forever, but Romy seems to be doing it just fine, so I'm happy about that. She'll be going to daycare in a few days, and she's going to have to take a bottle, so that's not going to be an issue, hopefully. She has started a couple of new things. So she has started to suck on her fist a lot. So every time she's just laying down or she's sitting somewhere, she is sucking on that fist. I cannot get her to take a passy, which most breastfed babies don't. Marley wouldn't take one either. Every once in a while, someone will be able to get her to take one, but for the most part, she ain't having it. I don't really force it on her. If she doesn't take a passy, that's one less thing that I have to try to take away from her later, so I'm totally fine with it. But she likes to suck on her fist. You know, some babies will suck their thumb, or maybe they'll suck a finger. I had a nephew who would suck these two fingers. She just puts the whole dang fist in her mouth and starts sucking. So she's been doing that along with lots and lots of drool. She started to drool, which tells me that she is starting to teeth. If she's not already, it's happening very soon because of all of the drool. We're getting to the point now where I might start putting some of those bibs on her throughout the day to catch some of that drool. I'll probably send some to daycare with her for when she's up and playing. She still doesn't like tummy time. However, it depends on how she's feeling. Sometimes she still hates it, and then other times she doesn't mind it and she acts like she's enjoying it. So I guess it's kind of a 50-50 shot there. So as far as her sleeping goes right now, we co-sleep. And I know a lot of you are probably gonna hit me up in the comments telling me that that's not safe and all this stuff. I know, I am fully aware of the horrible stories about parents, moms, dads, whatever, co-sleeping with their children. I understand all of that. I co-slept with Marley as well. I'm not saying that, you know, means that nothing bad will happen with Romy. I'm just saying that some people want to co-sleep, and that's fine. We don't need to go after moms and dads who choose to co-sleep and make them feel like horrible people. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. They know the risk associated with it and they still choose to do it, fine. So let's just move on from that. When Romy was first born, I really didn't want to co-sleep. I wanted her to sleep in her bassinet next to me, and for the first few weeks, she did. She slept in her bassinet, I slept in our bed, and that was that. But Mama got really tired. I just felt like a zombie. I was up every 2 hours feeding her. I would have to set an alarm because, again, she wasn't gaining a lot of weight, so I had to make sure that she was getting every single feeding. I wasn't getting any sleep at all, you guys. It was a lot. I don't drink caffeine, as you guys know. I've started drinking a little bit here recently, but I haven't drank caffeine in years, and throughout my pregnancy I didn't drink it, and then the first probably 2 months of her life I didn't drink it either. So when all this was going on and she was sleeping in her bassinet, I didn't even have caffeine to kind of help me wake up. So I was just like a zombie all day. So I let her sleep in bed with me one night because I was just so exhausted, and that's all she wrote, you guys. It happened one night and I could not get her to sleep in her bassinet at all. So if you are pregnant or newly postpartum and you don't want to co-sleep and you really want them to sleep in their crib or their bassinet, then just, you cannot cave. If you cave once and let them sleep in bed with you, it's gonna be so hard to get them out. We are probably going to continue to co-sleep for maybe another month or two. I think with Marley, we got her to sleep in her crib about 4 months old. So I feel like that's a good starting point for us with Romy as well. I'm gonna get through the rest of my maternity leave, and then once I go back to work, she goes to daycare, I'm gonna start getting her on a schedule and a routine and try to get her back in her bassinet or her crib even. But speaking of sleep and all of that, with Romy coming up on 3 months, which is still a little early, but I feel like she's starting a sleep regression right now. I hope I'm wrong, but last night was horrible. So usually we'll go to sleep, we'll head upstairs to sleep around 8:30, and then she's usually out by 9 p.m. and then she would wake up maybe once or twice throughout the night to eat. And last night it was just, it seemed like every hour. It may not have been because I was in and out of sleep, but it's definitely not what we're used to. It's a lot more. And it was just the one night, so maybe it was just a bad night for her, but her naps and things have been kind of off too. So I'm kind of thinking it may be a sleep regression. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Romy is pretty much a happy baby most of the time. She likes to be held though. So ever since she was born, she just wants to be held and cuddled. I could be partly to blame for that. I will take responsibility. I probably have done it a little too much since she was born, but she's my last baby and I just wanna hold her as much as I can because I won't have another baby. So it's fine. I'll deal with the consequences of needing to put her down to do something else and not being able to. So recently I've been wearing her with my baby Bjorn. When I have to clean the house or do something, I try to just strap her on so we can both just do what we need to do. I will say though that here recently she has gotten much better at being able to lay by herself and kind of kick and play to let me get a few things done. So she's getting better and better at that the older she gets. So as I'm about to go back to work on Monday after spending the last 12 weeks off of work, I want to make sure that I have everything that I need. So my first couple of days up to my first couple of weeks of going back to work is not stressful. I am going to make myself a checklist so I can get everything done the night before. So I'll need to make sure that Romy's diaper bag is packed and full of everything that she is going to need at daycare. So diapers, wipes, extra set of clothes, and then I'm gonna need to make sure that I have everything that I need to go back to work. I want to lose another 10 to 15 pounds as I've already said. To do that, I'm going to make sure that I need to pack a healthy lunch for me to eat every day at work. Also, I plan on pumping on my lunches as well. So I'll need all my breast pump parts washed, cleaned, ready to go. I'll need breast milk bags to store the breast milk in so I can put them in the fridge at work until I'm ready to bring them home. And I'll have to make sure that I have everything ready to go for Marley as well. So her last day of school is tomorrow, but she will still be going to a daycare while we're at work. So really all that she'll need is also a packed lunch. So my plan is to prepare all of this the night before, pick out both of their clothes, make sure Marley's lunch is packed, make sure my lunch is packed, make sure Romy's diaper bag is packed, and all of my breast pump parts, my breast milk bags, everything that I need for that is all packed and ready to go the night before. I may even go as far as to pick out what I'm going to wear to work the next day. That way everything is good. I am so nervous about the mornings. My husband gets up and goes to work super early in the morning, and so it's up to me to get up, get dressed, get Marley dressed, get Romy dressed, make sure we have everything that we need. Then I have to drop Marley off at daycare and then drop Romy off at the sitters. It's 2 different places. It's all very close to where I live though, so it shouldn't be too bad as long as I make sure that I have everything done the night before so I am not stressed out in the morning. But that is it for me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. I love you, and I will see you all next time. Bye.